trying out this new tripod. It gives you a real wide berth over here, does it not? In any case, I was thinking about the comparison people always make between therapists and life coaches, which is needless, but I can see why folks would bridge these two modalities in their minds and then kind of pit them against one another. And I've talked before on this TikTok and on this channel regarding people requiring a support system that can include therapists, psychiatrists, you know, holistic practitioners, healers, life coaches, family and friends, etc. Right? And we don't really have to feel like folks must engage in one particular way of transforming their life. And so today I also thought about how instead of like constantly, and I engage in this myself, right, where I'm like defending life coaching, defending myself as a life coach, explaining my credentials, because a lot of you are still very much bought into the idea that regulatory bodies that exist in our society like do well by people, which they don't, right? And the psychiatric and the psychological industrial complexes are really harmful, and that's not what this video is about. This video is about how life coaching is unique. So one of the things that I don't think therapists can do, and I've had many, and I love my therapist and she loves that I'm a life coach. So one of the things that therapists can't do is really bring their whole self into session. My therapist is excellent at, you know, listening to me, helping me make sense of my life, but there's not much about her that she shares, and I think that's part of their, you know, therapeutic code of ethics or whatever, right? Like, she's not in the room, I'm in the room, and she's my provider, and there's a specific power differential there. And so, you know, I may know that she's gonna go see her mom for the holidays, but that's pretty much it. What I do as a life coach, as a peer support, as a patient advocate, whatever, I bring myself into the session with my clients. And of course it really depends on what I'm trying to achieve, and there's like lots of approaches that I have based on each client. But in sharing my story, right, my story of motherhood, my story of disability, my story of refugee experience, my story of anxiety, depression, my story of navigating healthcare, you know, and like, I don't know, graduate school, writing a book, whatever. It really works for a lot of people, not necessarily because they are autistic and I'm autistic and that's how it works, but because like people need people as mirrors, and we often talk about people as triggers and, you know, karmic ties and soul ties and twin flames and whatever, right? Like in the woo-woo side of things. But a lot of people need somebody's story, you know, so like storytelling as knowledge production, storytelling as fact, storytelling as a way of triangulating your own personal truth. So it's not to say do as I do, but to say listen to what I did and then let me know what you want to do. And then let's also look at a bunch of resources. Let's look at a bunch of articles. Let's see what other providers are saying. Let's circle back to you. And you as the agent, like the agential person in your life, the center, right? The sun of your solar system, get to decide with discernment and with compassion, self-compassion especially, what your next step will be, right? And I think another benefit of life coaching, if you do it this way, where I see my clients as peers and as ones, you know, where like it's kind of reciprocal, a lot of the interactions. In any case, one of the benefits of that is that I want them to feel capable, want them to feel assured, I want them to feel confident, I want them to feel in charge. And I can see that person as I was telling a client today, and then I can see their current version and their past selves, and I'm trying to like, you see, look at me starting to do the woo-woo motion. I'm trying to bring them together closer so that they can realize their, you know, highest self as fast as possible. And I'm here as a guide for just this small portion of their life. I think it's kind of incredible. It's an honor, right? Like I get so cheesy about this work, or about being a professor, or about parenting, whatever. Like, what an honor, right? To see you at some of your worst, to see where you can head, and to be like a small part of that, and to help you like come into your power. So I love when we are sharing. I ask for consent. I apologize for my tangents. And my clients respond to it because they know that I'm their biggest cheerleader. They know that I wouldn't be mentioning something that isn't pertinent, and so they are helped by hearing someone else's story. It might be the only time that someone